The Apex Predator. Chapter 1. The Expedition. The jungle was alive with a symphony of sounds, birds chirping in melodic chaos, insects buzzing in unison, and the occasional distant roar of a predator. A group of 6 adventurers trudged through the dense undergrowth, their machetes slicing through vines and foliage. Dr. Eleanor Carver, a renowned herpetologist, led the group. Her passion for reptiles was unmatched, and this expedition was her dream come true, to find the legendary serpent said to be the deadliest creature on Earth. "We're getting close," Eleanor said, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Her team consisted of diverse specialists: Dr. Raj Patel, a toxicologist; Sarah Green, a photographer; Marcus Yates, a survival expert; and twin siblings Luis and Maria Ortega, who were field researchers. "Do you really think it exists?" Maria asked, wiping sweat from her brow. "The locals believe so," Eleanor replied. "They call it Kalanagani, the black serpent of death. They say it's massive, nearly 30 feet long, and its venom can kill 100 men with one bite." "Sounds like a myth," Marcus muttered, scanning the surroundings. But myths usually have some truth in them. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the team set up camp by a river. Eleanor pored over her notes, referencing ancient texts and local tales. The snake was said to reside in a hidden valley, accessible only through a treacherous cave system. Chapter 2. The First Encounter. The next morning, the team ventured deeper into the jungle. The air grew thick and humid, and the vegetation became more impenetrable. By midday, they reached the mouth of the cave described in Eleanor's research. "This is it," she said, her voice a mix of awe and trepidation. "We should be cautious," Raj warned. "If the snake's venom is as potent as they say, we can't afford any mistakes." With headlamps illuminating the dark, narrow passage, they ventured into the cave. The air was cold and damp, and the walls were covered in ancient carvings depicting a massive serpent worshipped by humans. "Looks like a shrine," Luis observed, running his fingers over the carvings. "They revered this thing." "Or feared it," Maria added. Suddenly, a low hissing sound echoed through the cave. Everyone froze. Marcus raised his machete, his eyes scanning the shadows. "Stay calm," Eleanor whispered. "It might just be, Before she could finish, a massive shadow slithered across the cave wall. The team gasped as the creature emerged into their light, a jet-black snake, its scales glistening like polished obsidian. Its eyes glowed a menacing yellow, and its fangs were long enough to pierce through bone. "That's impossible," Raj breathed. "It's enormous." The snake lunged, its speed defying its size. The team scattered, narrowly avoiding its attack. Marcus swung his machete, grazing its side. The serpent let out an ear-piercing hiss and retreated into the darkness. "Is everyone okay?" Eleanor asked, her heart pounding. "We need to get out of here," Marcus said, his voice firm. "No," Eleanor countered. "This is what we came for. We have to study it." Chapter 3. The Hunt. Over the next few days, the team tracked the serpent through the jungle. They discovered evidence of its presence: massive shed skin, crushed vegetation, and the carcasses of animals that appeared to have been killed by venom. "This venom is unlike anything I've seen," Raj said, examining a sample he'd collected. "It's a neurotoxin and a hemotoxin combined. No antidote could counteract this." As they delved deeper into the serpent's territory, tensions within the group began to rise. Maria grew increasingly skeptical of Eleanor's motives. "You're putting us all at risk for your obsession," she accused. "This is bigger than any of us," Eleanor argued. "If we can study this creature, we could revolutionize medicine and science." "Or die trying," Marcus muttered. One night, as the team rested, Sarah ventured out to photograph the jungle. She didn't return. By morning, her camera was found near the river, along with signs of a struggle. "It's hunting us," Marcus said grimly. "We need to leave." "Not yet," Eleanor insisted, her resolve unshaken. "We're close." Chapter 4. The Confrontation. The final encounter came unexpectedly. The serpent attacked their camp at dawn, its massive form coiling around a tree as it struck. Luis was caught in its grip, screaming as the snake tightened around him. Marcus and Maria fought valiantly, hacking at the creature with their machetes. "Use the tranquilizer," Eleanor shouted. Raj loaded the dart gun and fired, hitting the snake's neck. It hissed violently, releasing Luis and retreating once more. "It'll be back," Marcus said, helping Luis to his feet. "We need to set a trap," Eleanor decided. This ends tonight. Chapter 5: The Apex Predator. The team prepared a makeshift trap using a combination of nets, tranquilizers, and bait. As night fell, they waited in tense silence. Hours passed before the serpent appeared, its massive form gliding silently through the undergrowth. The trap worked, but not without a fierce battle. The snake thrashed wildly, breaking free of the nets and lunging at the team. Marcus was bitten, and despite Raj's best efforts, the venom was too potent. He died within minutes. In the end, Eleanor delivered the final tranquilizer shot, bringing the beast down. As it lay motionless, she approached cautiously, marveling at its size and beauty. "We did it," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "We found it." But the victory was hollow. The cost had been too high. As the survivors prepared to leave, Eleanor made a vow to ensure the serpent's existence was protected and its story told, but also to remember those who had sacrificed their lives for the discovery.